Hey everyone, what is going on? Welcome to your all sign spiritual evolution reading for what is today? Thursday, April 4th of 2019. My name is Jai Gobind and this is your channel for grace. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for giving this video a thumbs up and hitting that notification bell. I'm not able to connect to the chat, so give me 1 second. I'm just gonna do a little bit of troubleshooting here. It says I'm live. All right, so I'm just gonna continue on. I have a special announcement to make today about what's happening tonight on my channel with me and Jason from Ray of Light Tarot and Jessica from Whispers of Grace Healing. We're going to be doing Magi readings tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, so that's 6 p.m. Pacific time. And I would so appreciate for you guys to come. We're going to do a minimum of $10 donations. And I mean $15 donations. Sorry, I keep saying that wrong number. And it'll be to my PayPal link, which is paypal.me/EagleStarYoga. I'll be keeping track of those. You'll get a chance to ask a question, and then all three of us will be pulling cards for you. It's a really amazing and powerful program that we've started running, and we've been collaborating with a few different readers, and it's been super fun. So if you are a reader, actually, I should say this now, and you'd like me to check out your channel and you'd like to maybe be a part of the Magi readings, then reach out to me because we are looking for people to work with and yeah, and to vibe with like that. So anyways, what we're going to do in this video, we're going to go through the whole zodiac signs. I'm going to use the Work Your Light Oracle cards, and these are really truly the spiritual cards of my favorite spiritual cards to use. They really do bring out like what's the message that your soul is literally bringing to you. So as I try to connect to the chat so I can see the chat, it's so interesting because it says I'm live, but I can't see the chat at all. And it does say there's 2 people watching. So here we go. Heather, Sheila, and Danny. Whoa, almost missed it. So can you guys see everything okay? Because I cannot for the life of me connect to it on my phone. It's very strange, but I guess I'll just look at the chat here on YouTube. So okay, here we go. 3 now. Okay, good. If you guys would like to schedule to book a personal reading with me, you can do so on my website at channelforgrace.guru. Okay, awesome. So channelforgrace.guru, and then click on book a reading. And please follow me on Instagram at channelforgrace. I would really appreciate that. I've been actually going live on Instagram and playing my songs, my music, which has been really a fun experience for me. And any love donations you can make to paypal.me/EagleStarYoga. Okay, good. I'm glad you guys are not having any issues. It's really a very different experience for me to not be able to look at the chat on my phone. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Okay, now there I see it. Interesting. Okay, I found it. Yes. So let us get started. Let me just write this down real quick for myself. Helps me to have the list. So we got Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sag, Cap, Aquarius, and Pisces. Yeah, everything is like moved around. Okay, so let's begin with Aries for the day. What's your spiritual evolution message, Aries, for today? And these are quick readings, so really no need to have a timestamp. If you do want to timestamp your specific one so you can come back and watch it, feel free to do that in the comments. And if you do guys have any questions, then just post them in the comments, and I hope that I'll see you guys tonight at the Magi readings as well. That's going to be really, really fun. All right, Aries. 2 cards came out for you. Interesting. Okay. So you got the Align Your Life. What is no longer in alignment with who you truly are? This is a card of really truly tapping in a very deep way to what's really going on in your life. This is more than just like, oh, they're, you know, get like, this is a release that's it's so deep. It's literally saying like, you need to rearrange things if they're not working out for you. And the only way to do that is to really see the truth of what lies beneath the surface of you, who you are, your life. Finding my computer issues yesterday. Yeah, crazy, right? And then you also got the Priestess card. How are you being called to step up and lead? Hey, Sheila. So the way you're being called to step up and lead is to align your life. That's your message, Aries. That is going to be like what kind of catapults you forward today. Awesome. Hey, Leanne, how are you doing? Taurus. Let's see what the message is for Taurus. What does your soul want you to know, Taurus? Wow, 2 cards came out for you too. Hey, I like this game. They just kind of like slide out together. So you got the play, have fun, celebrate, don't be serious. And the Akasha, your guidance is divinely guided. So Akashic records are, we've talked about it before, but the Akashic records are this, it's like a library of all of the knowledge of all of your past lives, all the past lives of everyone on the planet. It's like universal knowledge. It's the knowledge of the universe, divine knowledge, right? The knowledge of God. And when you're tapping into that, what happens is you begin to have memories of past lifetimes, not necessarily even on Earth, because a lot of us light workers, and if you're attracted to this channel, you're probably, you know, more of a light worker than you think. Let me fix my light a little bit because it's just getting creepy. But what really happens is that you remember sometimes past lives on other planets and other star systems, okay? And that's where it gets crazy. But the universe is saying, use this energy that you're tapping into today to have fun, to remember, like, really, life is about having fun and playing and not taking things so seriously, right? So that's your message for you, Taurus. I like that. Gemini. See what we got for you, Geminis. And oh my God, wow, okay, that is like not okay. We just like have 4 cards that just like flew out. So I don't know, these reading, I'm just gonna go with them, you guys. Like, we're just gonna go with it today. So you got Pillar of Light, Sisterhood of the Rose, Mintakon, and yes. So Gemini, there's going to be a message for you in here. If you don't resonate with one of these cards, you'll probably resonate with the other. So I'm just going to go one by one. Pillar of Light. Your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. When you do the work, you step up. And then from within, it's like your aura gets bigger. We haven't really talked about auras, but it's a very, hey Terry, it's a very powerful it's a very powerful thing that happens when you do the work and when you step into that place of more happiness and more playfulness in your life. So what it really means is your aura gets bigger, and your aura is basically your magnetic shield. And so the aura can't get bigger with negative things. That's the way to remember. Your aura can only get bigger with the expanding vibrational qualities, which are like happiness, joy, all those beautiful emotions, right? The positive emotions, the things that like light you up, right? So when you're doing the work, when you're stepping into your truth, when you're stepping into your purpose, your aura expands. And that's what's happening right now because you are doing the work. Just trust that it'll happen. And then that's the law of attraction takes over, where like, well, you're reaching out with like your energy for like more of that to be magnetized towards you. So maybe you resonate with that card. If that doesn't resonate with you, the Sisterhood of the Rose card, beauty and devotion, priestess, mystic, teacher, although these cards are really all connected. So the Sisterhood of the Rose is like you're connecting right now to a very powerful ancient lineage. And you don't have to be a woman to connect with the Sisterhood of the Rose. Although if you are in the female body in this lifetime, it's going to bring up like these powerful memories of doing this work before, working with the sacred divine feminine. Hey William, how are you? And activating the links, right? It's like the Akashic records. It's like all of your past lifetimes are helping you to remember who you are now. You've learned all of these things, and now it's time for you to utilize your gifts. That's the connection to the Sisterhood of the Rose, is that connecting to gifts. Third card, Mintakon, longing for home, belonging, the original lightworker. So again, another affirmation of like, you know, you may not come from this planet. You may even have come from Mintakon, which is actually a water planet. And so the original lightworkers were actually like creatures of the sea, like dolphins and stuff. So in this card, it's like a mermaid, right? But it's more about the fact that these ancient creatures were of the water element. So it's interesting because Geminis were like very much air. But when we connect with the water element, we dive into our emotions. And when you understand that your emotional guiding system or your emotions are your guiding system in life, then you understand to pay attention to the things that feel good and not put any emphasis, focus, thoughts, emotions, anything on the stuff that feels bad. That's how the law of attraction works. And you bring in more of that beauty into your life. And then the last card, yes. Just say yes. Just say yes. Hopefully this resonates with you, Gemini. This is the card that I really wanted to get. This is the card that I needed to hear. So I'm resonating with that one more than, you know, I mean, I'm resonating with all of them, but I'm just giving you an example of like how you can take these readings. Like if they really work for you, great. If they don't, then it's all good. Like maybe next reading will work, you know? Next time we'll be more in alignment with how you're feeling right now. All right, Cancer. Yeah, it was very beautiful. What do we have for you, Cancer? You got the Awakening card. So it's like you're fully submerged in this awakening. You're waking up, and when you wake up, you got to remember you got to remember that it takes courage to be in this space of being awakened. And there's going to be energetic upgrades, and you're going to have to step into a new way of being. It's an integration that doesn't always feel good because there's a lot of letting go that needs to happen. But today the universe is saying like, you're submerged in this, so let it flow. That would be the best, like the best advice that I could give you is when things come up, let them flow, like learn from them. I was just reading about Pluto because I found out yesterday in the Earth School for Lightworkers, we had my friend Patricia come and she's an astrologer. She's been doing it for 35 years. She's the president of Rocky Mountain Astrologers, and she's amazing. And so we were talking, we had an interview in the Earth School for Lightworkers that, I mean, a lot of you got to see because you're in the school. But I found out that Pluto is transitioning like through my 8th house. And Pluto is the planet of death, and sort of like rebirth. Like Pluto is the death into the rebirth. So it's the shamanic death ritual. It's the dying to be me, right? Story. There's an actual book literally called that, Dying to Be Me by Anita Murjani, which is amazing. There is the Pluto energy is like it sends you more of what you don't want. There's such a beautiful way that she describes it in this book. It's Caroline Casey, and the book is activist. What is it called? Something activist astrology. Anyways, I can like figure it out later. But so she says Pluto is like brings you. It comes in phases, right? It brings you these transits. It brings you this energy of something kind of falls apart in your life and you're like, oh my God, I really don't want any more of that in my life. And then Pluto goes, well, thank you for letting us know exactly what you need. Here's some more of that. and then you go, oh my God, like please, like for the love of God, like I'll take anything but some more of that in my life. Like, you know, you're pleading, right? And then Pluto goes, thank you. Well, here's some more of that, right? Until you say, okay, until you surrender and you say, okay, anything. I'll take anything. And that's where it stops happening. And that's the piece of surrender, right? So what I'm saying about this awakening card for you, Cancer, is that the universe brings you, it's like a Pluto transit. It brings you exactly what you don't want, because it wants you to free yourself of those blockages, that shit, like it wants you to experience your fears. So you move on, so you free yourself of them. So that message just came through for you guys, Cancer. That was like really powerful. I know. And that's what Patricia said about me and Leo. It's like right now Pluto is transitioning my 8th house of death, and Pluto is about death. So for these next 11 years or so, I'm going to be experiencing death in my life. It's just fucking gnarly. But when I read about the true essence of Pluto and Pluto transits, it's actually, if you let yourself just surrender, oh my God, like miracles will happen, right? Exactly, right? Exactly. So Leo, let's see what we got for you today. Wow, that was really powerful message that just came through. Oh, it's called Visionary Activist Astrology. Get that book. You guys are gonna freaking love how she like puts it all. Like she talks about each of the planets. There's a whole chapter on each planet. It's just a powerful book. Awesome, Sheila. Cancer is in your Mercury, Taurus is Venus though. We all lost it at that point. I know. So Leo, you got the Mirror card. Who or what is triggering you? This could also be like, okay, so we talk about twin flames a lot. Not really on my channel, more on like Jason's channel and stuff. That's his specialty, the twin flame journey. But the Mirror card it's kind of like this twin flame energy. So like everyone that shows up in your life for a reason. It's very important for you to recognize that and understand that. Because when you see life like that, if someone comes at you with this like fucking angry energy, right? It's almost like a cleansing, because it literally like brings that shit that's deep inside of you out, and it lets you release it, like emotionally, like vocally, physically. You literally release energy. And so when you actually, this is, I think, why the Buddha was able to like be in this space of enlightenment, is because he realized that as things try to trigger you, eventually you get to a point where you realize like, oh, like I don't need to react to this because I don't have any more things inside of me that get triggered. That's the process. So what is triggering you is a way for you to move through this phase and step into like higher awareness of who you are, and not reacting when somebody like yells at you, or like, for example, if you're a YouTuber, like put some rude ass comment on your video. But you know what I mean? Or sends you some like effed up message, It's like, there's no need to get triggered. There's no need to get triggered. So like the universe is asking you, Leo, to just look at what things that are triggering you. Like if you get triggered a lot, look at that. It's important for you to like look at that very closely. Why is that happening? It's not because everybody else is doing their thing. It's not anybody else's fault. The triggering part is you, like you're taking it personal, which is one of the Four Agreements, the first one. Don't take anything personal. Great book to read, by the way. Exactly. Your triggers are what need to be healed. Exactly, Danny. Virgo. Share your voice. You are a warrior woman. Come out of the cave. Persecution, expression. The universe is asking you to share your voice, speak your truth. This doesn't just mean to talk. This can be to, hey Isabel, this can be to sing, to dance, to play, to express yourself in whatever way you need to express yourself. When you do that, you step into this powerful place of being the warrior woman. If you weren't afraid, what would you do, right? Think about Wonder Woman, right? In the most recent movie, the modern movie, right? She fucking like comes out of that trench or wherever they're like, I got this. And they're all like, what the fuck? Like, you're a woman, you know, like they can't grab, in their mind, they're like, oh, you know, and she doesn't have a gun. Like, you know what I mean? She's just like going out there in her little skirt and it's like crazy to them. But she's like, this is, you know what I mean? Like, no fear. Like, absolutely no fear. Like, no, I got this. Like, I was made for this, you know? So she goes out and she's just like blocking all the bullets. She's taking all the hits and blocking all of it. So then they actually can move forward and they take over, whatever, right? You've seen the movie. But anyways, it's like that, embody that kind of power, Virgo. Like, unstoppable, because you are like, there's nothing in your way because you don't create things in your way. And that's how you move forward in life. It's like when you put things in your way, that holds you back. And you have to realize you are the only one holding you back, because we have free will. It's a free will universe. And we have the ability to create and destroy. So what you create, unless it's something that supports your growth, you're going to feel stuck. You're going to feel like you're in a cave, right? You're going to feel like not good about yourself. You're going to feel like not sure, insecure, all this stuff. But that's not the point of being a light worker. The point of being a light worker is stepping up, not to fight for anything, but just to be who you truly are and feel the essence of what it really means to have no fear, to not have any things holding you back, because you fully embody like that warrior woman. So that was quite a powerful reading for you guys, Virgo. Nice. Okay, so Libra. See, this is why I need my list, because I always go, my mind always goes directly to Scorpio from Virgo. And everybody's like, what about Libra? That's why I got my little list right there. All right, the star mother. I think you've gotten this before, how to mother yourself. She's the ultimate, like, oh my God, her story, right? Like, think about it. You create this child, which, by the way, her and Joseph created the child, not with actual physical sexual intercourse, but through meditation, which is possible. You can read it. You can find information about that in the Ancient Secrets of the Flower of Life book by Drumvalu. And he talks about it. In ancient Lemuria, ancient Atlantis, this is like people figured out, like they learned, they stepped into their power, and they realized like we could literally create life. It's called tantric energies or tantric yoga, whatever you want to call it, but you can connecting to each other's third eye and second chakra and finding this flow, you can literally like create life together. Seed life, okay? This is how it happened. You guys can like disagree with me. This is what I believe in, okay? So she creates this beautiful life. She knows the story. She knows what's going to happen. She knows the prophecy, right? And she has to be the ultimate, like, not afraid for her child who's going to go through this like crazy journey. Like that is the ultimate like nurturing and mothering that you will ever see an example of. I cannot find, I mean, you know what I mean, in famous stories or whatever. I'm sure there are in regular day-to-day lives that we haven't heard of because there's so many people in the world. But this immense love where you completely like release your attachment to having your child here in the earthly plane with you, because you know that like their process is more important than your need to have them there with you, because that's your ego. That's not love. That's ego. That's attachment. Attachment is ego, right? And so like that's the ultimate mothering, the ultimate nurturing for yourself. It's hard for me. I guess I have a list, but I've shared it with the Earth School for Lightworkers for the books and stuff. I'm just thinking about what would be a clever way to do that. Mostly just like write it down and go find it on Amazon. That's what I would recommend as I say them, because you're not going to be able to read them all at the same time either. So the ones that call your attention, just like, that one, whatever she said, write that down. So this is the ultimate mothering for you, Libra. You need to take care of yourself in such a way, just like Star Mother Mary did with her son, right? Jesus. The ultimate mothering, just kidding, nurturing. It was funny, I had a hard time saying that word. The ultimate nurturing, right? Where you completely let go of your attachment and to yourself, right? It's crazy because how do you mother yourself, right? You do the same. You let go of the attachment to have certain things in your life, to understand certain things in your life. Treat yourself as if you were your own child, right? You have an inner child. It's like treat yourself as if you were your own child, and you were going to truly like not attach yourself to what you're allowed to become, no matter what that looks like, right? Man, these messages today are intense. Yes, exactly. But Sheila, you have the list because I sent it to the Earth School. The recommended list, all of the books I said are on that list. Scorpio, here we go. What do we got for Scorpio today? And I am here every single day. So it's just all these readings are, you know, sun sign, rising sign, moon sign, Venus. It's like energies, right? Energies that come through, messages that come through. That's why we call this channel the channel for grace. Because that grace just flows right through. So how can you be an open channel for grace in your life? Scorpio. Here it is, I can feel it. Trust the niggle. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? Sometimes you feel this intense pull to do something. Like, I really got to call that person I haven't called in a long time. I don't know why. I just have this feeling I got to call them, or I think I need to quit my job. I think I don't want to be here anymore. I think I really don't want to be here anymore. Or, wow, like I know that I don't want to be in this relationship, but it scares the fuck out of me to leave it. All those thoughts that you have, that's the niggle. You got to trust that. You got to trust that inner voice. It's trying to tell you something really important. That's why you have to listen. That's your message for today, Scorpio. My daughter is moving three states away, and I'm taking all of my grandchildren with her. I am having a hard time letting go. Oh, she's taking it. Have the faith because she is in it. Yeah, exactly. Thanks for sharing that, Terry. Sagittarius. Sheniggle. Sheniggle. I guess the word niggle is a word used in Australia. And Rebecca Campbell is Australian. That's why she literally made a card that said, trust the niggle. Okay. Sagittarius, the great gathering. It's all coming together. You're getting intuitive hits and you're connecting with your soul tribe. So just keep doing what you're doing, you know. Trust that you're not alone. Even though you can't see, here's the thing, we can't see each other, but we can feel each other, right? Like, can you feel that you're not alone on the planet? Even though sometimes you really feel alone. This light worker path is a lonely path. The healer path is a lonely path. The shamanic path is a lonely path, because you got to go through your death in order to step into your truth, in order to step into your purpose. And that can feel really lonely, because you look around and nobody else around you is doing that, right? So you are, in essence, asked, you know, to do this journey on your own, but at the same time, what lies on the other side of like the Tower card or the Death card, or, you know, the death ritual, is you begin to recognize other people that are on the same path. And then you see, you're like, oh my God, they're at this point of the path, and I'm over here, and oh my God, that person's like at that point of the path, and like, and then you're like, holy shit, like I'm not alone, right? And then it expands your awareness, and that's what the universe is bringing for you today, Sagittarius. Capricorn, see what we got for you. Break the chain. Ancestral pattern, karmic stuff, healing, rewriting the future. You know those energetic cords that attach to other people in your life? The people that you don't really like? Big bad, right? The people that you kind of resent in your life. We all have that. We all have those types of situations. Well, there's connections, energetic connections to everyone in your life. So the moment you realize, right, here's what happens, here's what can happen. The moment you realize that you are a being of light, and you no longer want to connect to the darkness that much, because you're like, you know what, I want to be in the light. I want to feel good. I want to feel happy. I want to have a happy life. I don't want to be in a negative place all the time. So then what happens? Well, you stop wanting to talk to those people that are in the darkness, that are in that negative space. Hey, Rebecca. And when you do that, people don't like it. I'm going to tell you from experience, people do not like that. They look at you as if you're like stuck up. They look at you as if you're like crazy because you're talking about energy, and they're like, what are you talking about? They are confused. They, in essence, are so scared because you have faced the truth, and they know that that's the truth, but they resist it tremendously because you shine a light on the fact that they're still in the dark, and that is really uncomfortable for people. So you got to break the chain, Capricorn. And sometimes that can be a rough thing to do when it has to do with relationships. But you got to break the chain. You got to cut the cords. You got to move from that shit. It'll just hold you back. Hey, Jennifer. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. All right, let's see what we got for Aquarius. Hey, Cynthia. Welcome in, you guys. Thank you for being here. Remember, tonight we're doing Magi readings with Jason from Ray of Light Tarot and Jessica from Whispers of Grace Healing, LLC. So join us tonight. It's going to be really, really fun. We're going to do minimum $15 donations, and you'll get to ask your question. And yeah, it's going to be awesome. You're going to have 3 readers. Aquarius, you're going through a very powerful initiation. It's a rite of passage. And you have to remember, just like I've been talking about, although it's a difficult journey, you got to remember that this is the journey that frees you. This is the journey that releases you. And so just like, you know, Capricorn just got break the chain, you got a different energy that needs to happen as well. And that's the protection card. Call back your power, cut the cords, soul retrieval. So as you transition into this new world, in this new phase of being in your life, remember that you need to take care of yourself. You're going somewhere sacred, and you know, to go somewhere sacred, you got to show some respect. You got to show some respect for yourself. Like, would you walk into, you know, a sacred temple like all dirty? No. You clean up. You show up, right? And that's a physical representation of what happens energetically when you enter a sacred space, right? What happens a lot is there's this, as a human, in the human experience, what happens is like you have this like instant like, oh my God, I have to like bow to this. Like, holy shit, you know, like there's this energy of like respect, man. And if you don't have that, if that's lacking in your life, that you're not going to be able to grow spiritually. I can promise you that right now. If you don't understand what it truly means to be in the presence of like pure, sacred energy, you're going to have a hard time with your spiritual, like awakening, with your spiritual journey, because that's an essential piece. The respect that you show to the sacredness in your life. And that's why people have such a hard time when you step into your light, when you step into that sacredness. You got to let go of the addictions. The addictions and the sacredness, they don't go together. You know what? Like the darkness and the light, they don't go together. The light shines into the darkness so you can see what's there, but then the darkness like has to go away. It cannot live in the same area, in the same space. So when you talk about healing, this is that sacred space. It's like being the temple, right? If you bring that energy of like the temple, like, okay, into your body, right? Your body is your temple. And when you step into the light, when you awaken, you're on a spiritual journey. It's the journey of releasing all that darkness, all the addictions, all the ways that you mistreat your body. You put in toxic food in it. You don't even know what's in your food and you're like eating it anyways. It makes you feel sick, you eat it anyways. Like that's bullshit. Stop doing that, you know? Start eating better. Like, know what's in your food, because your body is your temple. Drink water. Like, give your body what it truly needs. What are you feeding nutrients? Because most of our food nowadays is like, it has no nutrients anymore. It's empty of nutrients. So what are you putting into your body, right? Are you putting like the toxic things, right? Like literally, like when you think of addiction, like alcohol, drugs, like getting addicted to pills or whatever, whatever addiction, right? It can be a food thing too. Like you eat too much ice cream or something. I don't know. You can't stop. It's like, well, you can. That's what I mean. Unless you recognize that your body is the temple, you will not take care of it. It's that simple. Unless you can show respect for the sacred, you will not be able to progress in your spiritual journey. I had fast food yesterday after not having it for years. It was awful. Like I just didn't. No, dude, that stuff is nasty. It's like those fast food is just straight up chemicals. It's not even empty, nutritious food. It's like, it's empty food with chemicals in it. It's gross. It's toxic. Your body doesn't know what to do with it. Anyways, that's besides the point. I'm very passionate about that stuff. I don't really try to bring it in too much, but it just came in because of the message, right? It's like you're going somewhere sacred. So where's your protection, Aquarius, right? How are you taking care of yourself? It's very important. And Pisces, what do we have for you today? Sometimes I go live and then these like really powerful messages come through and it's like, oh my God, they won't stop. I might have to do timestamps because I was like talking about each sign for more than like 2 minutes. So Pisces, trust your path. If you knew you were supported, what would you do? What would you do? Hey, Jody, how would you move forward? How would you like walk your life, walk your path, You have to ask yourself these things because, believe it or not, we have fears, right? So when you let go of those fears, would you truly keep moving? Or do you like having your fears? And do you like, hey Christina, or do you like being, in that space of fear and not moving forward. It's crazy because we say we would go. A lot of us say we would go, but then when it happens, we don't. We get scared and we like pull back and we're like, I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about that. That's too scary. Like, I don't know if I can do that. That's too much. And it's like, actually you can. And when you do it, you're going to prove to yourself that you can. And it's powerful. Totally appreciate that, as in middle of nutritional lifestyle change. Oh, good, good. We're going to talk about nutrition in the Earth School. That's going to be one of our sessions or our interviews, I believe. And we're going to talk about that. So you're going to get a lot of information. Dawn and I are like very, very, like, we've studied literally like ingredients that are in food, that are normally put in food, processed food, and what they are. And it's like, you will not believe the lies. You know what I mean? Like, they just use words that seem like, oh, natural flavors. Okay, it's got natural flavors. It's probably okay. No, because that's MSG. And those are the chemicals. Like, it's gross, dude. When you get to it, you'll be amazed at how many things you actually can't eat because it's literally poison to your body. Like, that's not an exaggeration. It is poison. Poison. But nobody knows. They don't really talk about it. So it's like you gotta dig deep for that kind of stuff. And there's books out there, so we'll recommend some books on that as well. So anyways, you guys, thank you for being here in this video. And for being in the chat and participating. If you haven't checked out the weekly tarot reading or the weekly all sign spiritual evolution, check those out. And also your sun sign, rising sign, moon sign, Venus for the whole month of April. Those videos are out. Make sure you guys check those out. Yes, exactly. Love you guys. See you tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern time with Jason and Jessica. And make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet. And I'll see you guys tonight. Sat Nam. Thank you for being here.